Now, y'all, we already knew that Power Book of Ghosts 2 was going to come back with a vengeance, and let me just say, I was definitely thoroughly impressed with this episode.
All right, whoa, hey, okay.
Now, if you're finding my channel for the very first time, then make sure to go ahead and check it out. If you like it over here, then go ahead and subscribe to your girl channel. And for all my people that have been rocking with the channel, then make sure that you go ahead and like, share, and comment on the video, guys. Now, your girl will be going live on Sunday at 7:05 Central Time so that we can discuss Power in a little bit more detail. I've invited some of my friends, and we're all gonna sit back and just talk about all the shenanigans that went down, y'all. Now, today's video is the quick recap of Power Book of Ghosts 2, Episode 1, Your Perception, Your Reality. Let's get into it. Okay, y'all, so this is the quick recap, so y'all make sure y'all hold on to your horses because we're going to be going through this pretty fast. Now, in the first episode, we are going to see that we're going to catch up about 3 months later. Now, we are going to come back to that whole little diamond that got fenced a long time ago. Turns out it gets sold to this guy for $5,500,000. He uses it as an engagement ring, but a new character shows up and says that this is her ring. She takes the ring back, kills him, boom, within 6 minutes of the episode, y'all. Now, your girl Effie and Tyreek are an official thing. We are also going to learn that Miss Weston isn't exactly feeling Tyreek, and we're going to be introduced to Brayden's sister a little bit more, Becca, because she is going to be moving into the Weston room. Now, we're also going to learn that Monet is grieving hard, y'all, and I do mean hard, and anybody can get it. Now, your boy Brayden is going to be working at Weston Holdings. We are going to meet his uncle, whose name is Lucas, and Uncle Lucas seems to be pretty cool, y'all. He actually lets Brayden know that he was really impressed by his whole course correct thing. We are also going to be introduced to a character by the name of Kiki, which might just be a new love interest for Brayden because the way he looked when he saw her, you could definitely see that his wheels are turning. We're also introduced back to Trace again, which I just don't like, so we're just going to keep moving from here. Now, guys, one of my favorite moments was when Diana goes to try to feed her mom, but her mom just isn't trying to hear it. She's not in a warm and fuzzy mood, and it just brings me back to this whole thing of, will Monet ever forgive her daughter at this point? I mean, she needs to, but at the same time, it's going to be a road for them. Now, we are going to see that Lorenzo is going to get rid of Diana. Now, I don't know if he's getting rid of Diana because he just don't want her around being nosy while he's trying to hide his tracks, or if he's just trying to get her out of the wrath of Monet, because he does love his daughter at the end of the day. So he is going to let her know that, hey, since you got into Stansfield, then you can go ahead and go. All you need to do is make sure to hustle a little bit so that you can cover some of the cost of this. But other than that, we got you. So Diana's going to be at Stansfield, y'all. And ironically, she is going to be bunking with Becca, who ironically is Brayden's sister, of course. So there's that. And they are going to be introduced in a really cute little way where, you know, Becca is just telling her truth and telling who she knows she is because she used Google. And Diana is just like, look, Google goes both ways. And she tells her exactly who she is as well. So, you know, I think this is going to be interesting to see how the dynamics of these two are going to work. Now, your boy Tariq is going to be having a housing issue. I mean, basically everybody doesn't believe that Tariq is innocent, and they basically are like, we don't want him on this campus. So now he really don't have no place to live. But your boy Tate is going to come through when he's there talking to the dean, and he's just going to remind him like, look, you don't want no problem, so you need to figure out a situation to help him. Now, we all know that anything that Tate does come with a price, but in this moment it was pretty genuine. But of course he is going to need Tariq's help with something that he tells him that he's pretty good at. So we shall see what favor he tries to call in later. Now, I forgot to mention that Davis did stop by to see Monet, and he told her that since Mecca died, Mecca left all of his assets basically to Zeke. And now that Zeke has died, those assets are now hers. However, most of them are all seized, you know, like the jet, the money, the cars, but they left the penthouse in play. And so Monet just basically gives the penthouse to Kane and Drew and tells them to live there for now until she figures out a way to sell it. Which brings me to my next point, because your boy Drew is going to try to bring his boo thing Everett over there to try to christen the penthouse, but he's going to be met by a party that Kane is throwing because Kane is already thinking about business and he's trying to find a new connect in Kai. Now, we are going to see that Kai really has no love for Lorenzo, and Lorenzo's name really isn't, you know, holding as much weight as it used to out in these streets, because your boy Kai is going to try to offer them the worst deal that you could ever offer anybody. It's almost like he believed they didn't have any common sense and like they didn't have no choice but to accept it. He tells them, hey, look, you got to give me 60% of your profit. And I'm just like, bro, what is wrong with you? 60%? I mean, you could have at least went with like 40, 30, something like that. But no, he's being extremely greedy. And Kane is just like, look, that's not how this is going to work. That's not what we finna do. And then Drew tries to make a deal and says, hey, what about 30%? But he's not trying to hear 30%. So it is what it is, y'all. I feel like Kai is no longer going to be in the land of the living soon enough anyway. So it just is what it is. He seems like a body that just needs to drop. Now, another major thing that happened in this episode is your boy Bash is back, and Bash decided that he wants to try to blackmail everybody. So he's trying to blackmail Tariq, and he's also trying to blackmail Brayden because Daddy Sternbucks has let him go, and he don't have access to that cash no more, y'all. So he's trying to get it by any means necessary. Now, meanwhile, we are going to see that Tariq and Brayden and Kane are all going to be at the penthouse, and they're going to get visited by Noma. Now, we already know that Noma is super badass. She come up in there with her thuggas, and they basically tell them like, look, we looking for Mecca. Y'all up in here partying up in his penthouse. Like, what's going on? What y'all know? Now we are going to see that Noma is going to take her third body when she brings Rocky in, and Rocky was an associate of Mecca, but your girl Rocky made a mistake and she used Noma's name and she had to die. Now we all know that Tariq, Brayden, Kane, they all have the gift of gab, and they started gabbing, y'all. I mean, they made it seem like they were going to be able to become the new distro, the new connect, because they're like, look, we can't help you with Mecca, that's a sad situation, whatever, but what we can do is be your new distro for New York. We can move this product. Now, whether they can or cannot, we know that they don't have the system set up right now to do so, because Course Correct was just pushed down. But when they actually get to the warehouse and they see how much product Mecca actually had to move for Noma, it is going to become very obvious that they are going to need a new system. They're going to have to find a way to be able to move this product, because it is going to be a ton of product. Now, another major thing that happened is that we did learn that Noma actually knows that Mecca was a snitch, and this was part of the glitz that attracted her to him, because he kept the competition away by snitching on him, and he also kept the feds off of her. So it was like a win-win situation for her. Now, Kane does let the family know, like, look, we are basically gonna die if we don't move this product. Now, Lorenzo isn't trying to hear it, and we already know that Lorenzo is on a whole nother thing, and we'll talk about him in another video at some other point. But what it all boils down to is that Monet is not feeling this. She says that she tried to get out of the game, and she just tells them to figure it out. At this point, we see that Monet literally is grieving so hard, and she is not really about this life right now. All she wants to know is who killed her doggone son, y'all. So your boy Tariq actually pops up and talks to Davis and just lets him know, like, look, hey, you basically are back on retainer and you're going to do it for free, because we know that Davis is about the almighty dollar. But this go around, bro, because I kept your name out of my mouth when it came to Noma, this lady that we now have to work with and move her product. Yeah, you just gonna do this for free for my discretion. So I thought that was pretty dope. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And it's one less bill that Tariq has, because Lord have mercy, his bills are just going up and up and up, y'all. So anyway, y'all, we are also gonna learn that Saxe is still being a jerk. Saxe is still being who he is. So at this point, I don't even blame Saxe for the stuff that he does, because we have seen time and time again that Saxe is not to be trusted no matter what side he seems to be on. Now he's back on the other side again, supposed to be like a little mole inside of Davis's office. And let me tell you, I don't really know how this is gonna go for him. Saxe, for whatever reason, has managed to live throughout the entire Power season and throughout the Power Book of 2 first couple of seasons, y'all. It's just crazy to me. Now, we are also going to get introduced to a new psych teacher by the name of Professor Bennett, and she is going to give everybody the idea about changing the narrative. Diana is feeling extremely guilty about the whole situation with Zeke, and since Zeke's name has been tarnished, the professor brings up the concept of changing the narrative of what people think about him, which in turn also inspires Tariq to take Tate's advice about changing the narrative about how people look at him on campus as well. So your girl Diana is going to put together a whole memorial service, and they are going to retire Zeke's jersey, and they are going to do something to change the narrative. And Tyreek is going to take this time to speak and also to help try to start and put in motion a plan to help people think differently about him on campus, because I mean his name too hot out here in these streets, so he gotta do something different, y'all. So anyway, it was a really nice memorial service. Your girl Monet just couldn't handle it, and this is where we're gonna see that conversation where Monet is talking to Tyreek, and he's like, look, are you okay? And she's like, look, do I look like I'm okay? And then she goes on to say that Tyreek was the only person she could trust, and Tyreek lets her know that, yeah, you can trust me, and that he was going to be there for her. Now, what we didn't see in that initial trailer was that your boy Lorenzo is standing right outside the door looking in. We know that he has a huge secret. He has something to hide, and at the end of the day, what's hidden in the dark will come to the light, Lorenzo. So it is what it is, bruh. Your time is numbered. Now, your boy Brayden is going to try to get Kane to kill Bash because, you know, we got this little issue with Bash. He and Tyreek both have. They don't even know about each other's issue just yet because, of course, he went to them separately. And they are all going to end up at the same place at the same time. Now, Tyreek went over there to see Bash because he wanted to talk to him and offer him an opportunity. But, of course, Bash wasn't trying to hear it because Bash thinks that he's smart. He thinks that he can get what he can get because he's going to go snitch. I'm like, dude, you're not going to go snitch on everybody. You're just trying to use this. You're an opportunist. But he said something that Tyreek didn't like. And I think it's the common theme that Tyreek never likes. He never likes to hear the fact that he's like his father, because at the end of the day, Tyreek is just like his father, but he didn't want to hear that. So anyway, y'all, he ends up killing Bash. So after he kills Bash, your boy Kane and Brayden pop up, and Kane is just like, look, he already did it for you. So they work together to get rid of the body because they know that that's the logical next step. And already we are at body number 4 on the first episode, y'all. When I tell you that these bodies are dropping like flies, it is crazy. Now we are going to see a scene where Davis is going to be talking to someone about his brother. Now we all know that Davis is trying to get his brother out of prison. Sax is supposed to be working on it while he's trying to be a double agent out here in these power streets. However, his brother is extremely sick, and the only way that he can get him into this trial program is if he is out of prison. Now, another big thing that happened in this episode is we are met again by old Blanca. We see Blanca coming back, and we all know that Mecca was her CI. Now, she's going to visit the DA because someone has been taking pictures. They have basically been staking out Dante's penthouse, and they're trying to figure out who it is. Now, we all figure out that it's going to be Kevin because Kevin is distraught, and he's having some issues with Carrie's death. Now, we know that he was going really hard on Carrie. Now, he says that he doesn't believe that she committed suicide, and I'm just like, look, bruh, you just should have left Carrie alone. Now you want to feel sorry for her, but basically the DA is going to let him know, look, step aside, don't do nothing, just get out of the way. Now, I felt like in this moment, the way she was going so hard, the way that she was talking, that your girl knew something, but we just didn't know what she knew just yet. Now, she is going to talk to Blanca and try to work out something where they can all work together. She's going to feed her a little piece of information, and she's going to tell us that there is a CI that she has implanted into the organization. Now, I don't know if she was talking about sex. I don't know if she was talking about somebody else, but apparently she has somebody in the organization, y'all, and that is going to be the question. Who is out here snitching, y'all? Dang, everybody just snitching. Now, Blanca is going to let her in on a little bit of secret as well, and that's the fact that Tyreek was actually at the penthouse on the night of Mecca's murder, and it is not public knowledge yet, so this is something that they are keeping on the low. So I'm just saying, this is about to be super crazy, y'all. Okay, guys, so last but certainly not least, let's talk about the DA, because the DA was talking to Sax. You know, they had lunch earlier, and they're trying to put everything together. She's trying to get information from him about what's going on with Davis McLean. She's using him to get this information, and of course he's all but willing to help because he feels so bad about everything that's happened. Now, we are going to notice that these two are not sleeping together anymore. Their relationship started out, they were sleeping together, and then it grew into all of this other stuff that's going on with them. He was trying to use her for information, and then now she's trying to use him for information. It's just a lot, y'all. But that moment right there let us know that something has shifted with the DA. And the next moment that we are going to see at the very end, when we see her go to a house, explains everything and why she's been acting the way that she's acting. We're going to learn that the DA is playing Cooper Saxe for the fool that he is, and I, for one, don't even care, y'all. Cooper Saxe is just not loyal at all when it all comes down to it, and somehow he has managed to escape death over and over again. So many times I feel like he should have been the one that somebody just takes out of their misery, but yet he doesn't. So anyway, y'all, we're going to find out that the DA actually has your girl Lauren hid away and tucked away, and that she truly isn't dead. Now, I think we have all said time and time again, if there is no body, if they don't show you the body, then there is a very real possibility that they are not dead. And with that being said, guys, the award for the best actress goes to the DA, y'all. Let's take a look at her performance.
Lauren Baldwin is dead. It's all my fault.
If it means getting justice for Lauren and Carrie, I'll help you.
So anyway, that is what's up with Power Book of Ghosts 2, Season 3, Episode 1, Your Reality, Your Perception. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Let me know what y'all thought about all the shenanigans going down. It's so much to talk about. Go ahead and get the conversation started in the comments for now. Meanwhile, if you like this video, make sure to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to your girl channel. Turn on your notifications so that you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Now, YouTube says that you just might like this video next, so go ahead and take a look at it. Until next time, guys, peace.